Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over your Memorial Day weekend forecast. We're going to be going over a bunch of different things in today's video, including that warmer air out in the western United States, the chillier air into the northern and northeastern United States. We have sunny and warm conditions over the southeast and the south central part of the country, with a very nice forecast for the beaches of the southeast and the Gulf Coast. We'll be talking about that around the end of today's video, and we'll also be talking about some severe storms in the southern plains, as well as some heavy rainfall in parts of the northeast, especially areas along the mid-Atlantic and northeast coast. So we have a lot of information to go through. We're going to be giving you a general idea of what you should be expecting over the next couple of days so that you can plan out your Memorial Day weekend. Here's what the current National Weather Service page looks like. As you can see, we have a couple excessive heat watches in effect for Northern California, as well as a few red flag warnings in northwestern Colorado. We have some wind alerts in parts of the northern Rockies, as well as for a little bit of Missouri, Kentucky, Illinois, and Indiana. We have frost advisories and freeze warnings up for parts of the Great Lakes and the northern plains, as well as for a little bit of northern Maine as well. Yesterday we had a high temperature in Death Valley, California, where they got up to 110 degrees Fahrenheit, with a low temperature 2 miles south of Brimson, Minnesota, where they got down to 18 degrees Fahrenheit. The highest rainfall report was near Heston, Kansas, where they got 4.67 inches of rain, and the highest snowfall report was in Marshfield, Wisconsin, where they got 0.2 inches of snow. So just a light coating that's dead center in the middle of Wisconsin, where they actually were down into the 30s, and because they had a little bit of moisture still lingering on, the very northern edge of that precipitation actually brought a few snowflakes down in those areas. So we actually did see a little bit of snow even into parts of Wisconsin as late as May 27th and 28th. So really interesting how this season has went already, and we're going into the summertime, so we're probably going to get away from all that cold air in just a couple of weeks. So we only have a couple more weeks of this chilly air to get through. Here's what the Storm Prediction Center is showing, because we're going to first start off with that storminess in the southern plains. You can see that for today we have a slight risk in effect for parts of Texas and New Mexico, as well as a marginal risk which goes all through the mid-Atlantic and the Tennessee Valley and then down through the Gulf states. So it covers much of the southern and eastern United States for today. Here's the day 2 outlook, and you can see much more isolated into parts of the southwest, so parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and then even into a little bit of Oklahoma and Texas as well, where they have that slight and marginal risk in place. And that would be for Saturday. And here's for Sunday on their day 3 outlook, that you can see that they have pretty much that same area under a marginal risk and a slight risk. So it's going to be in western Texas, eastern New Mexico, which is going to be the bullseye, and it looks like the height of it is going to be today, but we might see another resurgence around late Saturday into Sunday. Here would be the actual precipitation, and we're going to time out where you're going to be dealing with rain, even a little bit of snow into the Rockies, and all of that over the next couple of minutes here. So you can see that for Saturday morning, we're going to start off the Memorial Day weekend with quite a bit of rain, up to 3 to 4 inches in parts of the northeast, where you can see in that green shade there we have all that rain. The darker greens are that heavy rain. So we're seeing quite a bit of rainfall in the northeast on Saturday morning. So it's not going to be the best start to the Memorial Day weekend, but it will clear out probably by Sunday. You can see a little bit of rain also into the southern plains and even into the northern plains. You guys won't be complaining up there, since we do actually have a little bit of a drought. So all the rain that you can get will help up into that region. If we move this along a little bit more, you're going to see that we do actually see that rain move out. So you're still seeing a little bit of shower activity lingering into parts of the mid-Atlantic and the northeast, but for the most part, it is over with by Saturday night, and mostly just light showers into the central and northern plains, but nothing too crazy into those areas. By Sunday morning, we're starting to see those severe storms start to take place in parts of Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska. So those areas are dealing with some severe storms, maybe a little bit of rain along the immediate coast, but really nothing that'll be too impactful. If we move on to Sunday night, you can see that we are bringing more of that rain into the central and southern plains. Some of these areas could see 4 to 6 inches of rainfall, so that's really not a good situation right there, especially with all the severe storms that we've been seeing over pretty much the same exact area over the past couple of weeks. So this would be by Sunday night, and then here would be by Monday morning. You can see that we have a little bit of rain into parts of eastern New England. That'll be mostly light to moderate rain, and then we have more of that heavier rainfall into parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and some of the surrounding areas as well. And then here would be by Monday night, wrapping up the Memorial Day weekend, and you can see just some rain over the central plains, maybe hugging the coast of New England, and maybe even a little bit more rain into parts of the northern plains and also the upper Great Lakes. So that's a brief overview of your precipitation. Notice that we didn't see anything in parts of the western United States and barely anything in parts of the south. So these two areas look quite good. We'll probably have some sunny or partly cloudy conditions in both of these areas, so it's going to be a fairly nice Memorial Day weekend in those spots. Here's what the total rainfall looks like, and this is going through Tuesday morning. So this is taking you through the entire Memorial Day weekend, and you can see that we have in the red shades 2 to 5 inches of rainfall. So you can see in parts of the coastal Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic that 2 to 4 inch band, and then we have another area of maybe 2 to 6 inches or more in that area in through parts of Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, and then again some of the areas surrounding there as well. But again, notice these there's a couple of areas where we really don't see too much. In the northern plains we don't see a lot. In the southeastern United States we see a little bit of rain, but not too much, and definitely nothing that's going to be too impactful. And then if we look at the western United States, it's bone dry in those regions, so really nothing too bad to complain about in these areas where we're not dealing with too much rainfall. But it will get off to a sour note if you live in the southern and central plains and also into the northeast because of all that rain that we're expecting. Here's the high temperatures, and you can see it will be chilly if you live in the northern half of the country, and it will be much warmer if you live in the southern half of the country as well as the western United States as well. So you can see we have those temperatures getting up into the mid 80s all through the southern tier of the country, even a few 90s and 100+ degree temperatures. You can see why they have that excessive heat watch in northern California, because they're expecting temperatures getting up near 100 or 110 degrees. Look at the northeast, where we're expecting high temperatures to only get up into the 50s, and even in some of the higher elevations only up into the 40s. So very chilly on Saturday. Gets better on Sunday, but it is still a little bit below normal for pretty much the entire northern half of the country. Still above normal if you live along the southern United States and along the Gulf Coast, especially, where it's going to be into the 80s and 90s. And then here would be for Monday, and you can see really warming up into parts of the western United States. So areas from the Rockies east were really warming up. Then also the southeast should start to get warmer by Monday. So definitely looking nice on Monday. And then even the northeast, the Great Lakes, the northern plains start to warm up as well on Monday. So it looks like Monday is going to be a good day all around, unless you live in the southern or central plains. That's the only area that we're expecting some disturbance in terms of severe weather. But other than that, the rest of the country looks good, especially for Monday. So that's probably going to be the best day of the week, or the best day of the weekend of this Memorial Day weekend. Here's the low temperatures, and you can see it will be quite chilly in the northern plains and the Great Lakes on Saturday, where we're expecting in the morning hours to be down into the 30s, even through the northwest also, especially in the higher elevations, down into the 30s and 20s. If we look at for Sunday, it does get warmer in many of these areas, so we're dealing with temperatures into the 40s and 50s over the northern half of the country. And then you go into the southern United States, and we're dealing with low temperatures, probably getting into the 60s, 70s, even a few low temperatures into the 80s in parts of the southwest. So definitely not too bad if you live along the southern tier of the country. And then it starts to warm up by Monday, and you can see the low temperatures are actually rather decent. We're dealing with lows into the mid 40s and into the 50s as well over much of the country. So nothing really too bad in these areas. We're not dealing with anything that's going to be too excessive in terms of the cold air. And again, Monday probably is going to be the best day as a whole of this Memorial Day weekend. Here's the winds, because we will have some gusty winds, and I do want to point out two different areas. One area would be in the southern plains where we're going to be dealing with the severe weather. So that's going to be mostly in the form of individual supercells and individual storms that bring in those gusty winds. And then also in the northwest, we're just going to be dealing with not even any rain really. Maybe some higher elevations get a little bit of precipitation, but for the most part, not too much rain. But it's just going to be the fact that we have a big gradient between a low pressure to the north and a high pressure to the south, and that's going to be creating a sharp gradient, bringing in quite a lot of wind. So the winds will also be picking up, especially for the first half of the Memorial Day weekend in parts of the northwest. The rest of the country doesn't look to be dealing with anything too significant in terms of winds. Here's the beach forecast if you are going to be going to the beach, especially in parts of the southeast and the Gulf states. That looks like the best beach conditions so far if the beaches are actually warm enough. We're starting to see some sea surface temperatures getting up into the 70s and even some low 80s depending on where you are. So all along the coast in parts of the Gulf, in parts of the Gulf of Mexico, we're dealing with high temperatures into the 80s. We're dealing with beach waves that are not getting much above about 6-7 feet at the maximum, and closer to shore they're probably only going to be 2 or 3 feet. So nothing really too bad to complain about in parts of the Gulf. If we look at the East Coast, it does look a lot worse, especially as you get up into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. So I would say if you live probably, actually not that wide, but probably if you live anywhere from here to here, from Maine to about Virginia, you're not going to be wanting to go on the beach, especially for Saturday. I think probably by Sunday and into Monday especially, you'll be good to go. But especially for Saturday, you're going to want to avoid the beach, especially with all that rain that we're going to be dealing with. So not very good to be going on the beach on Saturday, especially. Maybe by Sunday and Monday, it'll get a little bit better for the beach. And then in and along the West Coast, especially in areas like California, Oregon, and Washington, we're dealing with high winds off the shore. So it's not going to be the best conditions to be going to the beach. You might want to sit on the beach, but going into the water might be a little bit dangerous, especially with the high waves that we're actually going to be seeing. It will be good for surfing, however, if you are a surfer along the West Coast. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.